Welcome to this special beauty edition of the 60&Me Show with Margaret Manning and Ariane Poole. Ariane is a celebrity makeup artist. She has worked with some of the most amazing people, Penelope Cruz, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Lulu, and
Cilla Black, Jane Seymour. I could go on, but I won't.
But just amazing people. But you know what? But Ariane's priority is really just to make women of all ages look the best that they can be, and not to be focused on anti-aging, but to look at positive aging. Yeah. You know, and so just to make people feel unique and beautiful, whatever your strengths and your weaknesses are. So today, as you probably have noticed, I'm not completely done up. I haven't got my lipstick and eye makeup on, because today we're going to focus on a topic that I know is super important to me with aging skin, and that is concealer.
My favorite subject.
This is really fun.
This to me is the most important thing. You can skip primer, you can skip foundation. I really strongly believe you cannot skip the concealer. Now, let me quickly recap, because we've done a few other videos, so check those out. I've done primer on Margaret, and I put a bit of foundation on her. So this is the sequence that you should go into. But if you're someone who goes, well, I don't really want to wear primer, I don't really want to wear foundation, that's absolutely fine. No problem. You could wear your favorite tinted moisturizer and a bit of concealer, or maybe just the concealer on its own with your own moisturizer. It doesn't matter. But concealer to me is really important, and you will see why. So,
have you ever seen anybody so excited?
I know, sorry. I am really excited about concealer. I am a huge... Right. First of all, there are lots of concealers on the market. So there are these kind of concealer sticks, which are fantastic, but they've got very dense and very heavy coverage, but they have a purpose. So, okay, this obviously is going to be too dark, but there's different types of concealers on the market.
I've not seen these before. These
are probably brown ones, and they're if you want to feel the consistency on the back of your hand. Sure.
Oh, they're quite light.
Yeah,
they're very light.
Yeah, they're light, and this one here is a little bit heavier. So these kind of ones are fabulous for age spots. So if you're really having a lot of problems with age spots, this slightly thicker concealer is a really good way to go. And the same with, I've got a concealer that I cover up my high colouring with. This is my one, which is, you can see this is actually my one that I've used quite a bit. And it covers high colouring and age spots as well. But these ones do the same.
Before you go on, I just have a very quick question. It just occurred to me. But you talk about concealer as being so important, and I can see that it is. But how is the formulation different than just a really good foundation?
Okay,
why would you even bother with a concealer?
Okay, a concealer. Oh, sometimes if you've used the right, if you don't really need a concealer, for example, say your skin is pretty flawless, or you do it correct, you put the foundation on and it's the right texture and everything, you may need a little bit less concealer. But concealer is thicker than most foundations. Even the thinnest concealer is denser in pigment, that i.e. color, than a foundation is. So it covers those sort of niggly bits, like the dark circles, the bluey veins, all sorts of things. So different concealers will do different things. So the heavier ones, I would say, avoid those thicker ones for right underneath the eyes, because they are designed for something else. Okay. What you're going to look for is these more lightweight concealers. Okay, let me get this one out. This is a NARS. Okay, and let me put that on your hand so you can feel that. So this is a NARS. You can feel that although it's heavier than a foundation, it's still quite lightweight in comparison to the ones that you've just tried. Yeah,
but it's got a very strong depth of color. I mean, even the one we just put on there.
It's very strong in pigment. So that's what they are. Here is an Origins ones. I love these Origins ones because they're very, very nice.
I like Origins products.
Yeah, me too. So, nice. But again, much denser in color and pigment than a foundation would be. Okay?
I can see that immediately now that I actually... I've never compared concealers. I always had one on.
And I'm going to use one of my ones on you. Now, I've got these... You've seen all these kind of pens. This is a mineral pen, okay?
How do you mean a mineral pen?
This is like a condensed mineral foundation in a pen form. In a condensed kind of concentrated formulation, for want of a better word. Now, not all of these pens are the same. There are some that have been branded as concealers, which are actually highlighters. So if you're using one that you're thinking, ooh, this is not giving me the results I want.
Yes.
Consider that it may be a highlighting pen rather than a concealer.
Well, now that I look at this, I actually have a product that I use, and I'm doing it wrong, obviously. I'm using it for concealing. And I think that, yes, and
I know which one you're using, and I'm going to use that on your lips to show you how you can actually make you look like you've had stuff done to your lips. It's a great product, but it's super great for the lips rather than underneath the eyes. Okay, so
And by the way, we don't mean to confuse you with all these choices. I mean, the reason that there's just options, and this is the beauty of our community and of all the people in it, is that we're all very different and unique. Our skin texture, or even the way we want to, the amount of time we want to invest in makeup. So
Absolutely.
it's not for everybody, but those of you who are caring, and I am, about these little bags under my eyes. So what do I do?
Well, I'm going to show you. First of all, most people use too light of a concealer. Okay, so they use a color that's 1 or 2 shades lighter than their skin tone. No, don't do that, because all you're doing is going, look at me, I'm trying to conceal these dark circles, and that you're drawing attention.
Little raccoon eyes.
Exactly. So you're trying to match the kind of color to the skin here, so around that area. So I've actually gone for a darker color for you because I was going to go for the medium, and when I tried it, I can just show you here. It's, to me, I think that's just a little bit too light, so we don't want that. So I'm going to get rid of that, okay? So
I think I've made this mistake, because that looks dark to me. Then you say it's too light.
Most people do that mistake. Yeah. Okay, so how we're going to do this is also the application where people put their concealer. So I'm going to just quickly ask you, Margaret, where do you normally put your concealer when you're putting it on? So show me.
Normally,
touch me.
I normally put it here.
Okay.
Right under the eye.
Yeah, so you're going too high up. Okay, so you're not actually hiding the dark circle because... Okay, this is,
well, that is the dark circle.
Yeah, I'm going to show you how. Okay, chin down. So if you look straight ahead there.
Okay.
And I'm going to do this. Hold on. Let me just get some of this coming out. This brand new one. Do you feel how low?
I can feel it on my cheek.
Yes, correct.
Well, obviously that's the right place to put it.
Okay, so you see how low I've gone on Margaret. You want to take a quick little peek in that mirror there?
Yeah.
Way lower.
I would never put it there. Never. Okay.
The reason
why is that?
The reason why is because the dark circle starts from down here and reflects back up. Okay, so if I do this,
what is a dark circle?
It's
blood. Close to the veins.
Yeah, and what it is because this is a hollow. There's no fat. There's no bone. There's nothing to hold on to. It's just thin skin. So if you put it on up here, you're not covering what is actually causing the dark circle, which is stemming from down here.
Yeah, and you know what you are doing, now that I think about it, is you're actually filling in the cracks and you're highlighting the cracks. Yeah. You're not actually dealing with the dark circle, because the cracks, believe it or not, are not going to go away.
No. But can I just show you how, if you look straight ahead now, and if you, can you take a little peek at it? Do you see the difference?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, as I said, it's not taking the wrinkles away, and we're not into anti-aging anyway.
No, the thing is, it can't take the wrinkles away. It can soften, but it cannot erase.
Ariane, that's really, honestly, this is the first time that I've ever had this done, and it's very interesting.
And that is why,
Can you see this?
I will do the other side as well.
Yeah.
The other thing, what these pens are super good for is doing this.
Now we're getting into serious wrinkles.
Yeah. So if you do this, okay, you're going across the way that your lines go, and then you're brushing them up like that. Yeah?
What lines?
What lines exactly? Wait till you see, okay? Take a little peek.
Okay. You can see it first. I'm going to look now. Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I can see. I absolutely
It's like this.
See.
It's like your face is going like this.
Can you do this?
Yeah, no, I'll do the other side. But it's really interesting when I show this to women, and even
it's really
they go,
nice.
"Oh my gosh, that side looks like it's sagging. Oh, that look lifted." So you see how it just softly,
if you smile too.
softly lifts the side of your face. So
this is quite amazing. So keep going. So I don't interrupt you.
No. So when you're doing it yourself for the first few times, I tell people to look in the mirror straight ahead, chin down, and eyes up. And that really, it really highlights the dark circle. And this is a technique, funnily enough, I actually developed when I was working with Jane Seymour. So I can tell you a very quick little story. She had flown in on the red eye, and we were doing this commercial. And this was back where there was no retouching as such, and we were filming a commercial. And I was trying to cover her dark circles because she had been, flying and working and everything. And I was really struggling and panicking. And I thought, oh no, she's going to hate me. She's never going to book me again. And she bent down because she dropped her script on the table, and she bent down and looked up at me. And that's when I saw this.
You realized that's where it was.
And it was like that aha moment. It was like, whoa. I have been targeting the wrong area. Yeah. No wonder I'm not hiding the dark circle. I'm not even near the dark circle. So then I did that, and the rest is history. I worked with her loads and loads and loads.
That's cool.
And I've been able to cover all sorts of people dark circles who think that there's just no way that they'll ever get covered. So very happy story.
So, as we've already started to see now, it's not just the dark circle that you're using to conceal.
Yeah.
You're doing fine lines on the face.
Yeah.
And I think I got a couple of little age spots. And I know no one out there has got any age spots.
No, what's an age spot?
But I think if you, I have to point them out to you. Maybe would you use it for that as well?
You could probably, let me just have a little, actually not too bad on the age spots either. Let me
There's one on
just
this side
twist you
too,
around.
yeah.
Well, so I'll put a little bit there. You can hardly see them. Okay, and I know that there's one there. So a little bit there. But you could even use that slightly heavier one, that Bobby Brown one that I used on you, in the right color, of course. And with age spots, again, you don't go to a lighter color. You're not trying to lighten the age spot. So what you're going to look at with the age spot is you're going to look at the color that's in between. It's almost like somebody who has freckles. You're not going to match the foundation to the freckle color, but you're sure as heck not going to match it to the skin color. Because if you do, they're going to look white and pasty and chalky. So what you want to do is you want to match it to the in-between color.
You know, this has been a real eye-opener, real eye-opener too.
It's really
seriously, because I never thought about concealer as even being something I added to my list of things to buy.
Yeah, well, see,
so
I wouldn't.
Really
that's
helpful.
the one thing I wouldn't be without. That to me it is like, even if I wouldn't wear a foundation, I would wear a concealer.
And you know, we've said this before too, just to interrupt, is that, you know, you may be watching this and thinking, you know, I'll just use my foundation, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I mean, all of this series of videos is really about showing you the step-by-step transformation that you can do, and just choosing yourself, you know, what you want to prioritize, and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm finishing you off so we can go on to other things.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, thank you so much, Ariane. I have actually learned so much about concealers, and I hope you have too. I hope you found it informative, and I hope that you're enjoying this with us. And thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.